What's going on, Agent Nation? It's Frank Bernardo, and I want to teach you the most important part of your business. The number one thing that's going to help you grow and propel you into the success that you're looking for. It's your sphere of influence. Now, before you give me a judgment on your sphere of influence, I've been told different things like, I don't know anybody. I know like 50 people, or my sphere of influence doesn't work, or that doesn't work for me. And I'm here to tell you that I'm gonna show you how it works, because it's probably different than you think. And I'm gonna give you tools to help it grow. And I'm always gonna be here to help you, so you can always message me through the site, my personal cell phone, whatever works best for you. I wanna help you with this. But anybody that I have worked with that has understood this concept and used it to move their business forward has always been successful, including myself. And part of my story is that when I moved to Los Angeles and I started doing real estate, I had no sphere of influence either. I was in a brand new city. I didn't really know anybody. I had family members that would not use me, that did not use me even, years into the business. When I was successful, they knew I was successful. They still didn't use me. So I get all of that. But I want to explain to you how it works. Your sphere of influence isn't one sphere, it's layers. And I'm going to go over the layers with you in the way that I understand them best. Now, there's a lot of different concepts out there. And one of the concepts, there was a study that I believe that was done in the 90s about your sphere of influence, and that you have a connection to about 1,500 people. So what I've learned is that the average person knows about 300. So I'm going to show you, if you don't think you know 300, if you think you know 5,000, I'm going to give you a framework right now on where those people are and how you can find them and how you can grow your sphere of influence to make it more successful. So I have the different levels up here, and there's one that I haven't put up yet that I'm going to talk to you about at the end. So right here, this is you. That's you, right? Now your first sphere, here, this is your family. That's your family right there. That's your first sphere of influence. Mother, father, brother, sister, daughter, whatever. Anybody that's connected, cousins, second cousins, whatever. That is right here. That is your first level of your sphere of influence, okay? So the second sphere, now that is typically where most people get their business from, is from their family. That's where most, not all. My first deal did not come from a family member, it came from a stranger. But that is typically where most people get their business from, the family circle. The next circle, this is what I like to call your board of directors. Your board of directors, your close friends, your best friend, the people that you would go ask advice from. So there's somebody that you know that knows something about cars, and you're like, wow, you know what? John knows a lot about cars, and so you're gonna go ask John. So it's somebody that you would take advice from. So there's a board of directors. We all have those in our life, whether they live close to you. Now, these people do not have to live where you live, okay? So let's make that clear. Your sphere of influence does not have to all be in, like I'm in Los Angeles, does not all have to be in Los Angeles, okay? So your board of directors can live everywhere in the world, because you can get business from everywhere in the world, and we'll talk about that on another video. But this is your board of directors. So people that you're close to that you can get advice from, that is not your family. Best friends, friends, people like that. So that is typically, if you're not getting your business from your family, your first few deals usually come from your board of directors, your close friends, that circle, okay? The next one is what we call your network. Your network. So this is acquaintances, people that you know that know you, like your best friend's friend that you may not hang out with, but you know each other. That would be part of your network. Your network is the outer layer of your close friends. So acquaintances. That's your network. And then you have your community. You have your community. So this is things you do, your neighborhood, the people that live around you, if you participate in like projects, or if you go to like meetup.com, and like I went to meetup.com to play soccer because I love soccer. So I went there. That's part of my community now. So you have community of like dart players, you have community of soccer players, you have community of knitters. Like if you like to knit, do you understand the concept there? So that there's a community. So you have your family here, you have your board of directors here, close friends, and then you have your family, board of directors, network, and then you have your community. So those are all typically people you know or know of, all in this group. So there's 4 layers right there of your sphere of influence that you have to tap into, that you have the ability to tap into. The next one has become more popular over the years because of social media, and it's called your audience. These are all the people that watch you. These are all the people that watch your social media, that see you from afar, all of those people. Those are not typically people you know. You may know of them, you may have seen them online, but you've never really had a conversation with them, but they're watching your stuff. So if you go to like everybody that's watched your stories, everybody that's watched your YouTube videos, these are those people, your audience, everybody that's watching you. So this is your audience. So the goal of the audience, the goal is to take all of these people in your audience, your community, and your network and pull them closer to your board of directors and your sphere of influence. You can't, unless you start marrying everybody you know, you can't pull them into your family. But the closer, that's why these are smaller, these are closer to you, your family's the closest. Your job is to get them as close as you possibly can. And you get them by having more conversations with them. You get the people in your audience to become closer by reaching out, private messaging, texting, asking for opinions, asking for advice, talking to them in a consistent manner. So one of our strategies is that you have to talk to at least 25 people a day, 25 contacts a day. So you can start out here and work back. Now there's one more layer, which is the layer that scares me the most, because I'm gonna write it here. So this is the final layer of your sphere of influence. These are called strangers. So whenever I have an agent join my office, they're like, do you have leads? So they want me to give them leads of people who don't know them, which is typically strangers. These would be like NODs, expireds, door knocking, like these are where the strangers are. Those are the most difficult to convert. I did this when I first started. It's one of the first things I did was I called people I didn't know and asked them if they got an offer on their house, would they be willing to sell it? It's really hard to talk to people you don't know, to try and convert them to work with you. I have an agent in my office right now, said he's made 10,000 calls and he has gotten no business. That is when you start recording yourself and figuring out why you're not handling the objections properly, because nobody should be making that many calls without converting a lead at all, especially in my office. But anyway, moving on. NODs expired. So most agents come into the business because they're afraid to talk to their sphere of influence. They're afraid to talk to their family and their close friends and so on and so forth because they haven't sold anything. So they immediately go to the outer rim of their sphere of influence and try to talk to these people, which typically slows down their growth, slows down, and it takes a really, really, really long time to get business when you start out here. You should never start out here. You should always start in here and work your way out. In your family, there is a cousin, there is a nephew, there is somebody in there that you haven't talked to about real estate or talked to in general or connected with. Those are the people you start with. So, strangers, that's the last one. Now, there is a way to talk to everybody, but to start out, what you need to do is, it's almost like a spiral. What you have to do is you have to start here and you have to start going out like this. If you are patient with your process and you put together a system to where you're talking to at least 25 contacts a day, which is, it's not super easy, but it's also not super hard. It's about time management. And you start with your family, you start with your board of directors, what's gonna happen is you're gonna talk to a family member who is going to refer you to somebody that they know that you didn't know. The same with your board of directors, same with your network, and so on and so forth. The key is you have to have enough conversations with them for them want to refer you. Now, the other thing most agents don't want to do, they don't want to talk to their family or their board of directors or their sphere of influence or anybody like that because they haven't sold anything, they haven't done anything yet, so there's no credibility there. So for people to use you in real estate, there's three things that have to occur. They have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you, right? So the people that are super close to you, they know you and they like you. Maybe there are some family members that don't like you, like I had that, but they know you, they like you, but if you haven't sold or done anything, it's really gonna be hard for them to trust you. So the way that they trust you is that you have to come out to the audience portion. This is where social media plays such a dramatic role in your business, is that you have to start posting real estate content a little bit more than you typically should to give yourself credibility. You do that by sharing other agents' posts. Like I tell my office to go to our company, our office Facebook page and start sharing the new listings and the new sales and all of that stuff onto their thing. We're a team. We're a team here, so share the team's information. And the more you show that you have credibility, that you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and you're just real estate, when you first start out, it's gonna give you that credibility. So when you talk to people, it's gonna be easier for them to want to use you or to refer you to other people to help you out. That's the way that works. If you have questions about sphere of influence, please feel free to reach out, post a comment. I would love to hear your feedback, but this is really, really super important. You have to get these layers down and you have to start in the beginning. Trust me on this one. I have never seen anybody fail. Quick story before I let you go. I had two agents join my office a couple of weeks ago. One was brand new, like 19, 20, early 20s, I think. And she told me that she just got her license, super excited, and that she had celebrity connections. That's great, I hear that a lot. And I said, great, so this is what you gotta do. And I kind of set her up for success. She was super new, she wasn't even part of the board yet, and she wanted to get started going right away. So what I did is I told her, like, this is what you do. Very similar to what I just told you. Step one, start talking to everybody you know and start saying these things, and I gave her the script and all of that stuff. She called me back, she came into the office a couple days later and she said, hey, I'm going to this red carpet event, and what do I do? I go, okay, well, what kind of event is it? She goes, I don't know. I said, okay, do you have a friend that's gonna be there? She goes, yeah, the person who invited me is gonna be there. I said, great, have you seen Jerry Maguire? Jerry Maguire's a great movie. If you watch the part where he's with Cuba Gooding Jr. and he works the room, very similar to that, that's kind of advice I gave her. But I told her how to step into a crowd of people having a conversation and how to interject into that conversation. And when I had this conversation with her, she literally messaged me 2 days later that she picked up a $13 million buyer. I can't make this stuff up. This was really cool. The other person had been in real estate for over a year with another company and got no support, no help, no nothing. Joined my office, sat her down, had the same conversation with her, and I said, this is what you haven't been doing, this is what you need to be doing. You literally have people waiting to use you, and they don't even know it yet because you haven't talked to them, you haven't had the right conversations with them. So I gave them the framework conversation to have. 2 days later, after implementing what I told her, she found somebody within her family that wanted to buy or sell. So it works. It only doesn't work if you don't work. And you have to be consistent with your behavior and patient with your process. So hope this was helpful. Sphere of influence, let's start working on it. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, remember, wherever you go, there you are, because that's where it's at. Love you, see you, bye.